As artificial intelligence and cybersecurity threats ramp up, the need for computing experts has dramatically increased. A new program at the University of North Florida aims to meet that need. To discuss it, I'm joined now by Dr. William Klostermeyer, Dean of the school's College of Computing, Engineering, and Construction. Welcome, Chip.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. So, UNF just announced this PhD program, its first PhD program. What is the significance of that, and why is it being unveiled now?
Right. So this is our first PhD program at UNF in the school's history, and it really represents an important step in the evolution of UNF, as a university, as a comprehensive university, as a research university. We think it's also a great step for Jacksonville because it's really the first PhD to be offered by any of the schools in the region. In terms of why now, our strategic plan, the university has just approved this year, really wants us to improve our research efforts, improve our connections with the community, and there's so much going on in computer science worldwide as well as in the Northeast Florida region. We really think it's a great time to launch a traditional doctoral research program to help the region, the community, and UNF grow.
And so UNF has had doctoral level programs in some other areas um, for medicine, I believe. Is that right? And
In nursing, in
nursing.
education,
Okay.
physical therapy, yes.
But this is the first PhD program, so this
This
really is a feather in the school in the school's cap, I guess.
right. This is a traditional research PhD, not an education doctorate or a clinical doctorate. So this is really you're right, a feather in our cap to be able to establish this.
So it seems like most of the stories around computing today are negative, really. There's, stories of hacking and cyber warfare, deep fakes, concerns about global security, personal privacy. How does this PhD program fit into addressing those concerns? And do you consider it kind of a positive field to be in? It seems like there's so much negativity around it.
Oh, that's a really good question. I think, as the bad actors sort of get more sophisticated, and you mentioned how they're doing it, I think the good actors, we need to keep up with the education and produce as many good actors who are going to be able to combat, harden our systems, have cybersecurity tools, artificial intelligence tools that are going to make us safer, and more productive and more efficient in our lives and hopefully combat the bad actors that unfortunately are out there.
And so this degree has sort of two concentration options: intelligent systems and cybersecurity. Explain to us what those are, what people who are interested in those two things, like how those might differ.
Right. So intelligence systems you can think of as being artificial intelligence. It could also include areas like algorithms, robotics, and those are things, we have plenty of folks working in the Jacksonville area that are doing things like that. You can think about fraud detection with credit cards. That's something that, Bank of Montreal has located their fraud detection headquarters here. You can think about, we've had partnerships with Mayo Clinic on detecting cancer from x-rays. So those are really important practical problems that we want to be able to educate students, have our faculty work on problems that are important in that sort of artificial intelligence area. And then the second focus of the program is cybersecurity, and that sort of speaks for itself. We need to train people to go into industry, into academia, just educate, strengthen our faculty's research on areas of cybersecurity, and that touches everything we do, and nowadays. So we really thought it was important to focus on areas that were really um, going to touch lives, going to touch industry, and be really impactful.
And explain to us, what is the difference between computing and what we think of as just computer science?
Right, computing. So we have a school of computing here at UNF, and that's really just a broader term that encompasses computer science, encompasses data science, data analytics, information sciences. So it's really just a broader term we use to uh, umbrella term to cover all those areas.
So how big is the first class going to be? What do you expect it to look like in a couple of years? And are
We're
you still
hoping,
accepting people?
yes. So it takes a while to sort of get a new program going at any level. So we're hoping we can have, once we get it established, 30 or 40 students in the program at a time. Um, some of the students may be part-time students, some will be going full-time. So we want to have a range of options available. We're hoping to have a really nice cohort of strong students who we can then send out into the community um, to really be the next step of Jacksonville's sort of research and intellectual life.
And are you still taking applications for like the fall of 2024?
Yes, students can apply for this any semester, whether it's in the fall, whether it's in the spring and summer terms. I had two former students already reach out to us this week once the announcement came out. So glad to see it's getting some interest from our former students.
Well, congrats on the new program. Dr. William Chip Klostermeyer, thanks so much for being here today.
Oh, thanks so much for having me.
My pleasure.